If the Kansas City Chiefs plan on winning the Super Bowl, and you and I both know that they do, one of the things that they're going to have to do is stop the Philadelphia Eagles running game. And one way that they can make sure they are more capable of doing that is by dedicating the resources necessary from their defense to concentrate on the run. And one of the ways that they can do that is by having an absolutely locked down corner that is able to handle one of these receivers that the Philadelphia Eagles have at a time. Luckily, the Kansas City Chiefs do. We're going to talk about those matchups in this video. Real quick, guys, if you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Kansas City Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. I'm running up on 2 years consecutive of daily uploads. And let's go ahead and get into it. In an article titled "Trent McDuffie Prepares for New Role versus the Eagles This Time Around," subtitled "Last Time These Two Teams Played, McDuffie Was Manning the Slot," from Arrowhead Pride by Rocky Magana, we get the following. This is a quote from an interview with McDuffie. "I love how aggressive Coach Defensive Coordinator Steve Spagnuolo is." Now, see, one thing right off the bat here, that's an O. I don't know why there's so many A's and I's in the media at the end of Steve Spagnuolo's name, but it is an O. Trent McDuffie said, "To play in a defense like that, it's been a lot of fun because he's going to utilize you in multiple ways. So I always say, like before the game pre-week, I can't read today for some reason. It takes a little bit more discipline to really know your plays, studying and making sure you know at each certain situation what we can call that he will call certain plays. Just knowing that at the end of the day, like, he's going to trust us to go out there and make plays. And that gives you a lot of confidence." In order for this team to play aggressively versus the Eagles, which Steve Spagnuolo wants to do, the lockdown corner aspect of this game is going to be absolutely necessary. And here's where it even pays dividends that I think it paid this dividend versus the Bills, but I don't know that anyone will ever give it the full credit. So you've got that blitz coming from a very strong cornerback, a very strong coverage cornerback. Prior to that snap, is Josh Allen even paying attention to that side of the field? It was sort of designed very well, and it was camouflaged very well. But prior to the snap, if Josh Allen knows who's on that side of the field, he's not even going to be looking over there pre-snap in order to say, okay, well, I have to make this read. You just kind of don't test Trent McDuffie. So will we see the Eagles testing Trent McDuffie? I kind of trend towards thinking not. I think that they will try to scheme things up. I think that they will try to get favorable matchups. I think that they will try to work down and distance. That is what they are very good at doing with that running game. I think they're just going to leave Trent McDuffie alone. For his part, Trent McDuffie is 5'10 3/4, 193 pounds. He has 29 3/4 inch arms, ran a 4.44 40-yard dash, 38.5 inch vertical, 10-foot 8 inch broad jump, 15 bench press reps. Here's the strange thing about Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie physically is one of these players that comes along every once in a while that makes you question the spiderweb graphs. Trent McDuffie is on the high end of acceptable with everything. He's nowhere on the great scale with anything. 4.44 40-yard dash, that's the high end of acceptable. That's a good 40-yard dash. It's not a 4.4 flat. It's certainly not a 4.32. 38.5-inch vertical jump. That's on the high end of acceptable. It's pretty good. It's not a 40. It's not a 41. It's not a 43, the truly elite vertical leaps. 5 foot 10 inches and 3/4. It's on the upper end of acceptable, right? It's not 6 foot. He's not 6'1". He's not one of these massive corners, slightly below 200 pounds. On the upper end of acceptable. But he is on the upper end of acceptable with everything. It's not like he's tall, but he can't bench press. It's not like he can jump a 41-inch vertical, but he's got a 4.53 40-yard dash. He is one of these guys. His spiderweb graph is a circle. Like it's a strange thing. Plus, he has all of the football knowledge, etc., that makes him a great corner. Now, this is Trent McDuffie talking about A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown does a really good job of being physical at the point of attack, going up and getting the ball, said McDuffie, complimenting his upcoming foe. He's got a great catch radius, and he's someone that Philadelphia quarterback Jalen Hurts really trusts. With a guy Brown's size and strength, McDuffie said it's important to match fire with fire. This is something that worries me about this potential matchup. A.J. Brown's physical, he repeated, and he likes to get dirty, you know? McDuffie feels like he has a good idea of what Brown likes to do, but knowing it and stopping it are two different things. He likes to slant. He likes his big jump ball fades. And what I've seen is just his connection with Jalen Hurts. You got to make sure you're on point at all times. This is A.J. Brown, 6 foot and 1/2 inches, 226 pounds. 226 pounds. That is a big wide receiver at 6 feet tall. 4.49 40, so not exceptionally fast. On the lower end of acceptable. 36.5-inch vertical, 10-foot broad jump, 19 bench press reps. All of these numbers are on the low end of acceptable, with the exception of weight, meaning that if this guy is successful in the NFL, it probably means he's an absolute bully. And that's what you have here. I think the Jalen Watson matchup here is probably preferable to Trent McDuffie, but that's only if Jalen Watson really is back to health. I will say that had this matchup been Najee Johnson versus A.J. Brown, we could have been in a world of trouble. The other wide receiver for the Eagles that is worth paying the most attention to is DeVonta Smith, and the article gives us this. On the other side of the field, McDuffie has an entirely different set of problems to mitigate with Smith. He's one of those guys that has a lot of speed, warned McDuffie. He is a winner. So you've got to respect that. And I mean, Jalen Hurts finds him. He gets the ball to him. In addition to being fast, Smith is also an excellent route runner who can slip a defender with the best of them. DeVonta, he's smooth. You know, he's a Heisman winner, someone who can make plays all around the field, so you've got to have respect. Did not participate in a whole lot of testing at 6 foot and 1/4 inch, 170 pounds. This is a gamer in DeVonta Smith. You will find varying reports of 40-yard dash times around the internet. You will find several sources that claim he definitely runs a 4.52. He certainly looks faster than that. There are people who say he's probably a 4.4 guy. There's people who say he's a 4.3 kind of guy. He did not do the testing, at least that I can find anywhere. So not worth the debate, but he's definitely fast enough to make a defense pay if they do not cover him. I believe this is a favorable matchup for Trent McDuffie in this game. I think Trent McDuffie can shut down DeVonta Smith. Not being disrespectful to DeVonta Smith, but I think that what Trent McDuffie brings to the football field matches up well with what it is that DeVonta Smith is best at. So, what does this mean? Should the Chiefs be able to single up DeVonta Smith through the game, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and then find a way to limit A.J. Brown, they can then dedicate as many resources as they have men to stopping Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts at or behind the line of scrimmage. Prior to the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was very good against the run. It has struggled a little bit against the run in the postseason. I think part of that is game planning. If a team is going to beat you with the run, you're going to have to make them do it, right? So I think a lot of the game planning versus both the Texans and the Bills was aimed at stopping their quarterbacks. So if the running backs got a little wild, well, maybe they'll get a little wild. I think that emphasis flips versus the Eagles, and I think we are going to be pleasantly surprised with how it is that they perform against the running game from Philadelphia. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week, and I hope to have you back for the next one.